Welcome to Lavawall. This tutorial will cover how to sign up for a new Lavawall account. Now this applies to both cases of either just buying new Lavawall hardware or if you recently became an approved Lavawall partner. The process is identical. Now before we can sign up for a new Lavawall account, you'll need to know three things. You'll need to know the address of the Lavawall console that you're going to be using. This will be either in the box when you bought your Lavawall or in the welcome letter for new partners. You'll also need to have a multi-factor authentication one-time password tool. The most popular, of course, is the Google Authenticator for iOS or Android or other platforms. I personally like the LastPass Authenticator. If you're already a LastPass user, it actually backs itself up into your LastPass vault and also includes some really neat automatic sign-in features that you can just click a yes button instead of having to use those 6 characters. But either way, any one-time password generating tool that's compatible with Google Authenticator will generally work for you. Now, the third thing that you'll need is the activation code that either came in your new partner email or was provided in your Lavawall hardware box. So some of the differences with the different regions, in Canada and the United States right now, we have pre-checked the consent and I've read the policy type things. Right now in the European Union, you have to collect these boxes yourself. We're going to use Canada for this example. So if you've logged into your console already and you have that address, look for a link that says activate your Lavawall. Enter your legal name. And make sure to use the same email address that you use to apply for your partner account or that you'll want to receive your notifications through your Lavawall device. Now, as I mentioned, in Canada, these are pre-checked for you, but we still recommend that you read through our policies. So for cookies, for example, we talk about some of our third-party cookies that we use. For example, Cloudflare and Google help us with some of our risk management. And our privacy policy outlines how little information we try to keep and what information you have, an IP address, and how we use that to protect you, but also to protect your confidentiality without actually storing it directly, and information that we share and how we use it. So enter a password. Your password has to comply with the PCI requirements of using 7 characters in numbers and letters. We also take another step further and we restrict the passwords that have been used in the most common password breaches. So if you're using a well-known password, lots of attackers are just using those passwords again. So make sure that you're not using a password that you're using in another system. And you'll also get a notification if you've chosen a password that is in one of those breaches. You might notice a little bit of a delay after you enter your password. That's part of the server lookup, checking to make sure that the password meets all the requirements and isn't one of the well-known passwords. Now you can paste your access key from your approval email here or type in the shorter access key that came with your hardware and click continue. Now make sure that you have your multi-factor authentication tool open, and you can generally find a circle that has a plus in it. If you click that, you might get 2 options of enter a code manually or scanning a barcode. The more secure option is usually to enter the code that you see right here into the tool. However, for this demonstration, I'm just going to take a quick picture of it. Now you should see an item in your tool that says Lavawall console with the email address that you provided. You can enter that code now and click continue. The last step is that you should receive an email automatically sent to your inbox. This email is to verify your email, obviously. You'll also receive a similar email if you happen to log in from a new browser or from a computer that's on a network that's associated with a lot of malicious traffic or repeated access to the Lavawall console. This is an example of the email, so we can just copy and paste that extra security code and pop it right in that box and click login. This will be your first login. Now remember that you've never used this computer before to log in, so you'll receive an additional prompt because you're on a higher risk computer after you enter your email address. Actually, in this case, our computer that we're using is associated with a lot of logins because we do a lot of testing from this network, and so it appears riskier than usual. So the email that we'll receive is actually quite similar to the first one that you saw, which is an extra security code that, in this case, we fell in this category of being suspicious because we have so many connection attempts from the 3Shield network to Lavawall. But you'll also receive a similar message if you log into a browser for the first time in over a year. And then we'll enter a password. And then the multi-factor code is the same place that we saw it last time. Look for Lavawall console and our email address. And of course, you can read the details. If you've already read them, you can click sign in, and that'll bring you right to your console, which will look different depending on your configuration and your device type.